We got Nolan Carroll with us. Another one from Clay County, man. Clay County putting out cats, man. Nolan, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Good. So you're in Dallas now.
Yeah, man.
How'd that come about? Going from Philly to Dallas?
I know, man. It was funny in the free agency period. I was actually getting ready to sign with Pittsburgh. And,
okay.
My agent called me right when I was getting ready to go to the airport and said, "Yo, get off this plane to go to Pittsburgh and go to Dallas." So I ended up doing that. I wanted to stay in the NFC East. I like that division a lot. I think it's, besides the NFC West, I think NFC East is the next best division in football. It's just it's so competitive every single year.
The rivalries too, man.
Much. It goes back a long ways, and there's a lot of hatred for each team.
What is the biggest rivalry in that division? I mean, they're all big, but what is it? Like, it's got to be Philly, somebody, right? Because Philly fans are just
Philly and Dallas is the biggest rivalry. I mean, I've seen fights in the stands numerous times, and I've been there for 3 years. I think I've seen about 6 fights, and they've all been Dallas versus Philly games. And I just
So you excited about being on the other side of this? Like, I mean, is there something about it that goes, all right, this feels weird, or is it like, let me see it from this side?
Nah.
Or is it like, let me cash this check and go play?
No, it's not even about that. It's about football. It's just, like I said, it's getting the opportunity to stay in the division, and seeing the best opportunity to be able to get to the playoffs. I saw Dallas as the best opportunity, got a good team, and they've been consistent for the most part. They've had some injuries a couple of years, but, for the most part is the team being together and guys gelling. I think it's one of the most complete teams. They just have a few pieces that, they need to get to the next level.
Man, when you got that offensive line, you got a chance in every game.
Yep,
yeah,
you're right.
Back, that's obviously going to be able to hopefully get on that and build on that. You got to, and maybe there's no sophomore slump. You got to hope for that. But my couple questions, because looking at the timeline, backtrack, you said you were there for 3 years. Chip Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
So let us know here. What is he like? What was he like? What was that experience like?
I think it was good. A lot of people kind of put him in a negative light just because of some of the stuff he was doing. But I really think, honestly, the stuff that he was doing was far ahead of his time. Guys just weren't really ready for it yet. And for me, I think it helped my career greatly. He made me see different things that I didn't really realize about, taking care of my body. I thought I was doing the right thing until, he really broke it down for us. It felt like we were in school most of the time. We were always in the meeting rooms, and he was always teaching us about how to take care of our bodies. We were on the field for maybe an hour and 45 minutes and then probably doing an hour of straight recovery. He felt like the best way you can optimize and reach your full potential is to practice hard, but at the same time recover just as hard. And, I felt like 2015, before I got hurt in November, I felt like that was my best year because I was able to do the things that he gave to me, the tools I was able to use to recover off the field as well as perform just as hard on the field. We were playing about 85, 90 snaps a game. That's unheard of, in the NFL. But I was able to do that week in and week out and not have any wear and tear on my body because I was able to recover just as fast as I was playing.
Now, James, before you think that you're going to ask this man a question and trap him into saying something, this man's family black background?
No.
All right. Well, listen to this. All right. Just, you mind? You mind if I mean
go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
So, Mom, former lieutenant governor of Florida.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Your mom's Jennifer Carroll?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
I didn't. Now,
Yeah.
oh, boom.
Yeah.
Now it all makes sense.
Dad is former senior master sergeant
In the Air Force.
in the Air Force.
Yeah, you don't got to tell me.
So before you get that little smirk on your face, like, oh, look, watch this, I'm gonna ask him about Chip Kelly. Like, you just need to know what's going on.
I'm a big Jennifer Carroll fan. She's on wife same sorority as my mom and my wife.
She's inside right now.
Oh, word.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. How much you get back home?
I try at least twice a year. When the season's over, I try and get up here. And then around this time when Cliff's camp, I try to get down here too. But my parents come down to my house in South Florida so much, it's hard for me to come back up here because anytime I try and come to Jacksonville, my mom says, no, don't worry about it. We're coming down south. So I'm like, all right, cool. I guess you guys like it down there more than you like it up here. So
talk about just that atmosphere that they've got going in Dallas right now where, I mean, you guys are practicing in facilities that cost more than stadiums used to cost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, what he's done, what Jerry Jones has done, just there's not even words for it. Just how does it feel to walk in and just be, I don't want to say pampered because that sounds bad, but in a way that's essentially what he's done is he's given you every convenience known to man at both the stadium and the practice facility.
Yeah, it's he spares no expense for his team. And everybody knows that, and he makes sure that we're in the best environment and the best situation possible. As far as meeting rooms, weight room is state of the art. Practice fields are second to none, and Jerry Jones just knows it's all about winning. And our saying is win the fourth quarter, and it's all about the ball. And we harp on that every single day. And the stuff that we do every single day is about that. The stuff that he has bought and the stuff that he's built is all about winning. And that's been our mindset ever since we got in the building on April 17th, and it's not going to change anytime soon.
So you played against Dak Prescott last year, and obviously you just got done with mandatory minicamp with Dak Prescott and saw him on the other side of the ball. I mean, this dude the real deal. And this is no sophomore slump. This is they hit on this one, didn't they?
Yeah, I think for Dak, his mindset is this is my team. Last year I think he was just trying to learn, and being behind Tony Romo, knowing that it was Tony Romo's team, I don't think he had to necessarily accept that role yet. And when he was thrust into the fire, he didn't have to do, they didn't ask him to do too much. Like I said, we got that O-line, we got Zeke. Just hand it to him 25 times a game and just let him work. And then when you need Dak to do something, he'll do something. He's a big quarterback. I played against him, so it's tough to bring that man down. And he's smart, too. A lot of people don't really give him that much credit just because he's a young guy, but he identifies things really fast. And, he's able to process stuff. And, I think he's really taken over this year, and guys are rallying around him because they know that this is his team now.
The craziest stat from last year's NFL, I thought, was that stat on the Dallas offensive line that Ezekiel Elliott ran for 1,000 yards last year before contact.
Jeez.
Think about that. That man, he averaged 68 yards a game before he had contact. That's insane.
Yeah, I witnessed that. So I know exactly what you're talking about. But
so defensively, some of the moves that Dallas made, of course, Barry Church is here now. Is in Jacksonville.
Right. Okay.
Yep, is in Jacksonville now. So some of the moves that you guys made there, every team's got a window in the NFL, right? I mean, we've seen windows come and go. We've seen teams that take advantage. Everybody's got windows except for New England.
Yeah, except for them.
Yeah, New England's got a damn porch. No yeah. So, I mean, what's Dallas's window? Is this it? Are we in it?
See, I can't necessarily say a window of time because I think they've been, like I said, consistent. Next to New England and Seattle, I think it's them next. They've had a couple years here and there where it's been off only because Tony Romo's gotten hurt. When he's been hurt, their record's either been 4-12 or 5-11, whatever it is. But when he's not hurt, they've been consistently 12, 13 wins. So I think, like I said, the pieces are in place, just one or two things here and there, and just being consistent to try and get to that next level. And I can't put a window on it because, like you said, the Patriots been doing it for so long. As long as they have Belichick and they got Brady, and Seattle has Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson, I think the same thing with Coach Garrett, Zeke, and Dak, and you got Dez. As long as that O-line, the offense is right, defense plays well enough to give the offense a ball, we'll be good for a long time.
You mentioned Russell Wilson, so we got to go here. Yeah. Do you think it was wrong for the Atlanta Falcons to let Future on the sideline for that game?
Nope.
No.
It is wrong, man.
No, it's
Why
not
is it wrong?
You can't. They knew what they were doing. Future wasn't on the sideline for any other game.
It's a big game.
It was a big game, though.
You got to know the different. You got to find the buttons and push the buttons that you can push.
That was wrong, man. You can't let that man.
Now, if Future was from from Florida or something, it'd be wrong. But he's an Atlanta guy. He was there. There were other celebrities on the sideline. It wasn't like he was on the Seahawks sideline.
Yeah, I don't think that was the problem, though. I just think they just got beat. Honestly, I think Atlanta was just a better team.
So, do you like Future?
I do like Future.
What's your favorite Future song?
I like Draco. I like that song.
It's good. We just got this is the stuff that nobody else is going to ask. So,
see, now you're going to start.
Now I'm about to ask, what do you think about? Have you ever got a chance to intercept a pass from him?
No, but I've defended a bunch of balls against him. But
what are your thoughts on Russell? No, it's not your teammate.
I just think he's a really good athlete. I played against him when I was at Maryland. He was at North Carolina State, so I got to play with him when he first came into college. And I just remember thinking, those guys out here just playing backyard football. He made things happen with his legs. And I was thinking to myself, man, if he gets to the league, he's going to be dangerous. And the same thing he was doing in college, the same thing he's doing now. If nothing's there, he kind of runs around, gives himself time, and he lets that ball go like
he's crazy accurate, too, man.
Yeah. Oh, man, yeah.
So, Maryland. So, you were there when Fridge was there?
Yep, that was my coach.
Okay.
What you got to say about
No,
that?
just that. Well, he's actually, yeah. Does it ever come like this thought process? And I'm a former athlete, a long time ago, but I just thought, has there ever been like a kind of a contradiction that old fat people can call you old fat slow people can call you old fat or slow?
Man,
it's just because I remember they did an article on that and he called somebody fat, and I'm like,
it's funny.
Who does that?
It's funny you say that because we used to talk all the time. We used to have to run sprints on Monday nights when we had practice, and he would ride his golf cart to the 50-yard line, and he would time us when we ran 50s, and he would always call guys out. He's like, man, you're running too slow, but he'd be on his cart just to go from the 50-yard line to here. He would ride his cart. We always used to look like, man, why don't he run? But
he's got a icy and a Snickers telling you that you fat guys need to run faster.
Yeah, man.
Like, why he's breathing hard.
You mentioned the NFC East earlier. I'm going to ask you two questions about it. One, I already asked you the rivalry question. What's your favorite place to play in the NFC East, and what's the most brutal place to play?
I think my favorite place to play is Dallas, just because every time I play there, it's either been on Thanksgiving or it's been on a Sunday night game, and that's when the place is just packed. It's loud. The atmosphere and the environment, everything it seems just as heightened. It seems like its own big game, when you play in Dallas. And I think the most hostile place and the most dangerous place for the visiting team is Philly. I just think that those fans are just savages, man. They don't care. They'll say whatever, and they're right next to you too. So you hear everything. So if you mess up, they'll get on you. If you're doing good, they'll still get on you. But those are some passionate fans there in Philly, man.
It's funny because I asked Cliff a couple weeks ago about how much of a role fans actually really do play, like because the Seattle 12th man thing.
Oh yeah,
and he's like, no, it's real. Like fans really, really play.
Oh, yeah.
And so you can tell when you go from city to city, or can you tell from city to city, like, okay, we have to factor in fans, or nah, it's no biggie this week. I mean, y'all know where those places are.
Yeah, we especially this past season when we played Seattle, we had to practice indoors and get like 6 or 7 speakers and put them on each sideline just to reenact the same type of noise that was in Seattle, and it came nowhere close to it because that place was just so loud, and you can tell. And it was only for the offense. We didn't need it for defense because they were going to be quiet. But when the offense was up, it was their turn, and it was just crazy how you can just tell and how loud it is. It just feels like everybody is on top of you just screaming, and you could just see the receivers with quarterbacks. They're trying to get the signals and trying to communicate, and you can tell in guys' eyes, man, we can't hear nothing. We're just going to wing it. And that's the advantage you have of being in a loud stadium, because it really plays advantage to the defense, because you can do so much because okay, the fans are going to play to our advantage. Let's try and confuse the offense because they already got to fight with this noise. Then they got to see what defense it is and identify with that and try and make a play, which is hard.
You pay attention to the Jags since you're from here?
A little bit here and there. I mean, since I don't play here.
When you're out of the league, you're going to be a Jags fan?
I think I will. Just because I grew up here, and a lot of the guys that I saw and grew up with, older guys for me, and I always saw defensive guys like Fernando Bryant, Donovan Darius, what's his name? 2 big D linemen. I forgot.
Oh yeah, Henderson and Stroud.
Henderson and Stroud. Yeah, actually Stroud is my mom's actual friend in the Navy. Is their cousin. So I knew him when he was in Georgia, and I used to watch those games a lot. And my cousin Samari Rolle played for the Titans, so I remember when.
So he's got sense. He just went to Maryland. It's okay. It's not a problem. But he understands that. Now it makes
always
sense.
Comes
now
back.
It
always comes back.
So,
everybody has a little bit of Nolan.
Well, speaking of, we appreciate you joining us, man. Thanks for coming out and giving back to the community.
Yeah, no problem at all.
And anytime you're in town, hit us up, bro.
I got you. Appreciate it, man.
All right, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.